Hedley frontman Jacob Hoggard taking the stand today at his sexual assault trial. For the latest on this development and case, let's bring in CB24's Jamie Goodfriend. Jamie.
Yeah, with a closer look at what's happening today, let's bring in criminal defense lawyer Ari Goldkind with his perspective. Thank you, as always, Ari, for joining us. You know, I'm curious, oftentimes when someone is facing some serious charges like sexual assault, the defense lawyers generally choose to keep their client off the stand, but not necessarily in this case. What's your take on this? Were you surprised at all? And what do you think is behind the strategy?
So the first thing to know is that it is a fascinating and very important decision in a criminal trial, particularly before a jury. As a defense lawyer, if you think you've scored some points in your cross-examination of accusers, you don't want your client to undo all that good work by testifying in a way the jury may not like. What's fascinating, and by the way, it's the client's choice to testify. The lawyer does not insist on it ultimately. The lawyer just gives advice. But what's fascinating so far this morning, and we're about 2 hours into it, is just how open Jacob Hoggard is being about the sexual things that he likes, that many people in society would view over the top or they would judge them. He's throwing himself under the proverbial bus, in some way matching that tone-deaf press release he put out a number of years ago saying, I objectify women, I use them, I treat them disrespectfully. He's been very, very open with this jury so far this morning about the kinds of things he likes, how he churns through women as a rock star. He enjoys every aspect of that life. He led them on. He says things to them that he doesn't mean, and he has an enjoyment of sexual activities that many people, and it'll be interesting to see what the jury thinks, find problematic. So far, he has been very, very open with this jury, and we'll see whether that helps him or hurts him.
Well, furthermore to that, he's admitted to talking about some of these, things that he liked to do during these sexual encounters. He also talked and was openly admitted to, I spoke with this at the time, a teenage complainant. We texted, we talked, and we had made arrangements for her to come to my hotel with the intention of a sexual encounter. And at the heart of this trial is whether or not the sexual acts were consensual. How big of an uphill battle is this, or who's facing the bigger uphill battle? Is it the Crown to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt, or is it the defense to prove that these were consensual? At the end of the day, this is a he said, she said case.
The easy answer is the tough job is on the part of the Crown because it's proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and that's a high standard in Canada. But we're still in the Me Too era, and leaving aside some Johnny Depp, Amber Heard issues, which I think the public is sort of seeing for the first time, it is still a very uphill battle for Mr. Hoggard. He has become persona non grata. He has been presumed guilty. Most people assume his guilt. A jury of 12 will rule on that, but he is testifying only because, in my view, as a defense lawyer, he thinks he has to. He thinks he has to address and answer any jury questions that the jury may have after the testimony of the first two people. And that's why on certain points, he's both agreeing with them on certain things, but he's pointing things out, little kernels, little tidbits to the jury that he's hoping will leave the jury with a doubt. For example, one of the younger accuser, who was 16 at the time, she makes accusations based on age. He says, no, I specifically wanted to know her 16th birthday because I knew it would then be legal to have sex with her. He also makes very clear to this jury that she told me she's using a different Snapchat account because she was specifically cheating on her boyfriend at the time. Now, that doesn't prove or disprove anything, but that's Mr. Hoggard's way of saying there's more to this story than meets the eye. But again, he's 2 hours into it. And remember, he has not yet been cross-examined. And only after we assess that cross-examination can we have a greater insight as to where this may go with a jury.
And we also understand that the defense counsel also plans to call the limo driver who transported the complainant to the hotel as a witness as well. Ari Goldkind, we always appreciate your time and your perspective. We're going to have a lot more on this case throughout the afternoon. Thank you.